What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at XRP, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, as well as the S&P 500. Boy, do I have a lot to talk about in today's episode, and hopefully you guys can tune into this early so that you can capitalize off the crazy movements that are happening within the market. As you guys could tell by the title, this is a must-watch video. Some pretty insane things are happening right now. We're seeing massive corrections in Bitcoin, Ethereum, pretty much all the cryptocurrencies except for XRP, and this is going to play a huge role on how we make money, whether or not we should be shorting, correcting, buying long, things of that nature. Crazy movements are happening, crazy price swings. Bitcoin dropped like over $1,000 in literally less than a couple of hours, and we're seeing Litecoin and Ethereum following suit just as quickly. So this is going to be a very interesting episode, so definitely make sure to watch the video to the end. Make sure if you are new to the channel to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button. This way it does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial. Otherwise, if you have any questions or concerns, you could DM me over there. But let's jump right into today's episode. All right, guys, so I don't even know where to start. Like, things are going so crazy and haywire that it's hard to like pinpoint exactly where to start on, because there's so much to talk about in such a short amount of time. So as you guys can see, just right off the bat, a quick refresh of the charts, you can see, I mean, it's pretty wild just with the massive corrections that were happening. Bitcoin's down 10%. Ethereum is now up 22%. XRP is up 2%. All the cryptocurrencies are making some pretty insane moves that nobody can really figure out. And I do have a few things to discuss with you guys as we move forward. So just to jump, I guess, right into the technical analysis, we could just skim over the first couple of coins, then dive into the technical analysis, because you will see some pretty insane things. XRP, you can see, is having some interesting issues. We have Ethereum seeing massive, massive uncertainty. We have Bitcoin seeing this massive correction. And then we have Litecoin doing the same thing. So Bitcoin actually managed to fall all the way down to $27,000 from $34,000. This is what we've been waiting for, guys. I don't know how else to explain this. I mean, it's just, coming so much quicker. We discussed even off the break of Litecoin, and we discussed off the break of Ethereum. We were trading sideways. I've been saying for the longest time that things have been looking fairly bearish for these cryptocurrencies, Litecoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin. The fact that we kept heading up higher, heading up, becoming really overextended on the MACD, becoming extremely overbought on the RSI. Things, like I said, have looked like they want to correct lower. Things are showing signs of technical analysis wanting coins to, to short, wanting coins to dip. But unfortunately, due to this massive market that we've been in, the FOMO investing and the amount of people that are coming into the market are going to be manipulating the crap out of this market and seeing some massive swings in price. And that's something you guys really do have to pay attention to. That's why it is so hard to trade right now when there's massive amounts of manipulation from outsider trading or just people that really don't know where they are in cryptocurrency. And what I mean by that is people going, okay, I'm going to sign up for Coinbase, buy $1,000 or $2,000 worth of Bitcoin or XRP, and just dump money into it, not knowing where they are. The second they see, the slightest bit of interest, whales decide to short the market. They sell out huge boatloads of volume, and the market drops quite at a rapid rate. So what's interesting is we've been talking about this. I mean, we've known about these dips. We've been talking about it. We've been discussing it. We've just been preparing and waiting. So we've discussed a couple of things. Now, there was no way that anyone really could tell just this second that we were going to see this drop on today's candle, mainly because of the fact that we've had so much FOMO buying in. A lot of people have been telling me, should I buy in? Should I buy in? Should I buy in? This was enough for me when everyone that I'm knowing from college and things like that from a long time ago that I have not talked to in a while start getting interested in cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin and Litecoin. When the newspaper boy starts talking to you about stocks, that's when you know the market's getting a little oversaturated and you should sell off. And that is a great, plan to do so, because this is exactly what's happening. That's why these massive spikes of resistance pull in and volume decides to sink it, because whales sell off and people just short it, and the market drops at a very substantial rate. We were extremely overextended. The Bitcoin drop was way past due. We've been needing this for a long time. I'm surprised it didn't come 2 days earlier when I've discussed this, back on the 2nd of January, not the 4th as of today, because we've been talking about the fact that there looks like there's been a lot of resistance canking up and piling up, that the coin wants to drop lower. And it finally decided to do so. We saw a massive correction. But what's interesting is to look at the amount of uncertainty that's in this. We closed yesterday's candle at 975 and shot all the way up to almost $1,200 on Ethereum, and immediately corrected back down, wicked back down. We have Litecoin doing the same exact pattern. Shot all the way up to 175 and fell all the way down to 138 in just a matter of mere moments. And the same thing with Bitcoin. 34.7 all the way down to 27. Now, the only interesting thing here is XRP hasn't moved at all. And that's a very interesting sign as well. This shows me that there's a good chance we could still see XRP to consolidate back up to the upside. This is good news for XRP, I believe. We're seeing all these other coins dropping at a very substantial rate. XRP hasn't moved. That's a good sign in regards to investing back in. It's a good sign for me. It shows me that it's not really affecting the other cryptocurrency markets. It's really just doing its own thing for right now. So it's separating itself from those, FOMO investors, and it's allowing it to slowly move at the prices it needs to move at. So there's a good chance, as this SEC lawsuit might take years or decades, who knows, for it to actually get a verdict. That's okay. The fact in this consolidation, buying the rumor and selling the news, there's a good chance leading up to maybe some sort of, answer or verdict, or just in the consolidation period, that the coin slowly moves up to a more neutral level where it balances out where the FOMO investors bought off or sold off and the actual investors bought in, and it kind of balances itself out back to equilibrium, which would be around 37 cents. So I'm not surprised in the next couple of weeks we slowly see that correction back up to 37 cents with an XRP. As for these other insane cryptocurrencies, people are probably asking, do I buy in? Do I sell off? These are the craziest questions to be asking right now. The fact is that literally just yesterday I had about half a dozen people from my college, from my work, from places, and just knowing me and having my social media messaging and reaching out to me. Should I be buying in? Should I be buying in? Should I be selling? Should I be buying? These are great questions, and a lot of people ask me this all the time. Does it make sense to be buying in it when the coin is 35,000? They go, oh, there's a good chance it's going to go to 40,000. There's a good chance it's going to go to 50,000. Literally just yesterday, they were asking me this. Yes, Bitcoin is going to head up higher. It is a guarantee. But first, it must see some sort of recession, some sort of correction where it balances its price out. We're not a stairway to heaven. It's not going to take a straight up movement to bring the price up to there. It's going to take a couple of years to slowly move itself back up to prices as high as $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. So with this knowledge, you have to consider a short was needed. Where did it fall to? Right back down to its overbought level. Not only that, it's coming right back down to its bottom support. This is its support level right here at 26. I wouldn't be surprised if we decided to short the market. If we put in a short right now, there's a good chance by the end of today, we might see lower prices pulling itself down to $27,800, $28,000. There's good opportunity for shorts here. The problem was we entered an all-time high. We entered a place where normal technical analysis proved unreliable, unnecessary. It couldn't be used and it couldn't be done because Bitcoin prices were at all-time highs. There was no charting ever done there. This is new. This is making history right now. So it's very hard to trade in a market where we're hitting all-time highs. It's extremely hard. You can ask any trader, any textbook, anything. It's very difficult to trade in a market that's exploding up to prices we've never been in. Once it goes back down into its prior history, then we could gauge where its old resistances are, where its old supports are. But right now, it's making new resistances and it's making new supports. Clearly, right now, we know $33,000 is a force to be reckoned with. I would like to load in my Coinbase chart. If it loads, I can kind of show the volume here, but I don't think it's going to do so. But, yeah, that's unfortunate, but I would like to show you guys the volume movements. There's probably a big sell wall at $33,000, and that's why it pulled this price all the way back down, the immediate correction. People are waiting to short this. I'm telling you, even me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are too, I'm waiting at the keyboard. I am a keyboard warrior waiting for the correction to happen, like we're seeing right now, to get those shorts in. And I'm sure there are a lot of people doing this. We have over 500 people on on BitYard alone, waiting to short the crap out of this market. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing that too. Not only can you be putting in shorts for Bitcoin, you could be putting in shorts for Litecoin, for Ethereum. You could even put a long in for XRP to what could shoot up to easily 36 cents in the next couple of days, which I wouldn't be surprised to see. Things are opening up for some very insane movements. This is what we're expecting. I don't think it's over. I made a video yesterday talking about in the next couple of months, in the next couple of days. Honestly, the way it looked, based off of the last halving of Bitcoin, we're talking about maybe a year. So I don't want to, spread any FUD, but about a year, we're probably are going to see prices higher than where they are now. The price right now for Bitcoin is $30,900. There's a good chance in a year we're going to be higher than that. Fairly certain we're going to be higher than that. But for right now, based off short-term technical analysis, consider the fact that the short is necessary. This is why we are falling. Prices are extremely overextended. Prices went up too high. FOMO bought in. We shot up too high. Litecoin shot up too high. Bitcoin shot up too high. Ethereum shot up too high, too quickly. It made sense for a correction, and it just so happened to be the straw that broke the camel's back. And that's why we're seeing this massive correction to the downside. That's why we're seeing this massive uncertainty. So I'm not surprised, guys, if we see some sort of consolidation. It's needed for the coin to head up higher. Don't think we're going to $40,000 in 5 seconds. It's not happening. It has to be a slow and steady act for us to maintain levels at that price. So consider and, expect to see this correction fill itself out. This is a massive swing, but there's a good chance in the next day or two we're going to fulfill that by pulling back down. We're going to head a little bit lower to get ourselves out of that overbought territory, consolidate back, and then swing up higher. I'd be shocked if we swing the market back to a new all-time high. It's very possible if we swing it back to $34,000. It's just a very difficult thing to predict because we're in levels that are so new for the coin. I mean, we can, use other indicators. We could probably use, Litecoin or, Ethereum to gauge where exactly we're headed to. Hopefully this loads, boom. So you can see right now what we're dealing with. You can clearly see where the coin is right now on Litecoin, where the resistance is. You can clearly see where this bottom support would be. You can see where we've had problems in this zone before. You can also see where the top was. I mean, this is literally just based off prior history, so this is great. We're not in all-time highs in the other cryptocurrencies, which will give us better leverage on using it to adjust and figure out where Bitcoin's prices are headed, and that's a great idea as well. So you can clearly see, and I can delete these because, we don't really need them this very moment. I'll leave that. But you can see right now what I'm referring to. So if I jump to the daily, you can see where there's been prior resistances and prior supports. I'm using this right here. So you can clearly see where we've had problem zones here. This is a support / resistance right here. Bottom support, we have resistance, support again, resistance, resistance again. This is a clear indicator line right there. So if we scale ourselves out, you can see where we hit the top. That's a huge resistance point for the coin. So it's harder. I'm sorry I didn't mention this yesterday, but we could have used that to gauge the prices on Bitcoin too. The fact is, Bitcoin is one cryptocurrency. We can use the other indicators like Litecoin to gauge where exactly the markets are going. Notice how it's not just Bitcoin falling. It's Bitcoin, it's Litecoin, it's Ethereum hitting resistance and correcting lower. And that's clear cut. This is clear as day that that's resistance and it fell to its support, which is clear right here. So use this as an indicator. It probably hit its bottom for right now for Litecoin. Let's see if it can hold its support right now, and then we'll anticipate a correction to the downside. If we close below support here, expect Bitcoin to fall as well. Same thing applies with Ethereum. I apologize that this does not want to load. Let's try to pull out the weekly. I'll refresh. Unfortunately, I don't think it wants to load, which is great. Oh, here we go. Maybe it's too new. I don't know. Okay, no. So right here, you can see these are prior indicators. I mean, we're going almost to all-time highs on Ethereum. That's pretty insane. I do think this might be the peak too. It's very close to peaking, but you can see where it's hitting resistances right now. That's pretty much the top. It's very hard to see if we expect to go all the way up to all-time highs, but things are going crazy. Even on Ethereum's weekly, we are extremely overextended. We're literally higher than where we were the last all-time high. So consider that as a means of maybe selling off some of your position, taking profits, and expecting prices to fall a little bit lower. Otherwise, guys, it's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.